Welcome to Films and Stuff with your hosts, Pete Mitchell and Ethan Hunt.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Films and Stuff podcast. I'm Ethan, joined by the ever-present yet remote Pete. Hey, Pete.
How are you, buddy? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. 2025, in like a lioness, out like a, we'll see. What do we have on tap today for the listeners?
So, as usual, I thought it would be not important, vital, even.
Critical.
That's right. To present the 2024 Stuffies, which is our
Annual
year in review.
All right. Third annual Stuffies. What are the rules? What are the parameters? What is the purpose?
So, no rules, no parameters, no holes barred cage match between all of our platforms. The idea is that I wanted to go through a list of the different platforms that we're either subscribed to currently or have been subscribed to. We can talk about what their costs are per month. We're talking about what our favorite shows were. We're talking about what ranking each of those platforms got. That's on the small screen side. And that will allow us to kind of give you our recommendation as to what the platform to look out for is for 2025. What's happening now is we've got such a huge number of streaming platforms that sometimes you can be like, hey, look, I can only afford to have one platform or two platforms, but I certainly can't afford 7 different platforms or 10 different platforms a month. I mean, we're going back to our days of basic cable or cable TV, right? Where we're spending $80 to $150 a month on a TV package for shows that we can't or don't want to watch.
Yeah. Cost benefit analysis.
Bang
for your buck.
Exactly. You know, let's just do this. So we only saw 11 movies in the theater together.
Oh my
God. By
God.
together, I mean simultaneous.
By simultaneous, you mean like the same movie.
Right. So 11 movies sounds like a lot, right? That sounds like a movie a month in the cinema. But
I find that to be,
of us, I mean, not that great. We have seen far more. I don't think it's a surprise to anyone. I am a prolific watcher of movies.
It's not a surprise to me. At least to this listener, it is not a surprise.
Right. I saw 45 movies this year.
45 in the cinema?
Yeah. So put things in perspective, I saw 65 movies in 2023.
Oh, you had to see the Garfield movie.
My number 2 in the top 10 list.
All right. Wow. You saw dramatically more than I did.
So in terms of movies, it's been a relatively abysmal year. If you look at the films in general, the reviews have been middling at best, you know? So we both averaged a wait for streaming. And in terms of like must watch in cinemas, there were a few, don't get me wrong, but they were far and few in between. And there were a ton of stinkers as well.
Yeah. Part of that is television, or at least streaming platforms. They've just taken the entire industry and shifted it to television, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some of that is big, like, you know, Amazon Prime and Netflix, for example, paying for some very, very high budget movies, right? I mean, like Netflix now has who you call Jamie Lee Curtis. It's not Jamie Lee Curtis. It's Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx movie out, right? I mean, that's a very big budget movie that traditionally you would have seen in a cinema, right? With Cameron Diaz. You wouldn't have seen it on a streaming platform. So in that way, you know, the streaming platforms have really taken a lot of the buzz out of the cinema because they've, you know, been able to recruit so much talent and basically make things that are in some cases almost equally high quality.
Yeah.
Was Red One in cinemas? Red One was streaming, right?
It was a streaming, yeah.
On Amazon. Awful movie, but that traditionally would have been in cinemas for the Christmas season.
Yeah. In general, I think that you would have been better off waiting for these movies to come home and watching them. Now, of course, there are some pretty high highs this year, right? Deadpool and Wolverine. There were some pretty low lows. Borderlands.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God.
Of course, we take movies on a movie by movie basis, and some movies are definitely worth watching in the theater only. But at the same time, if you're looking at the industry overall, it was so borderline generic this year, not just in terms of quality, but also in terms of quantity. It's just very low, that you're almost better off just being like, you know what, I'll wait for this movie to hit the streaming services before I, commit my time to it.
Yeah. Before we get into the best value, which I think is kind of like the grand finale, what's disappointed you the most? I'll say my hot take will be Disney Plus.
I think Disney Plus is probably the safest way to put that. I think Disney Plus, in terms of, this is the first year where Disney's strategy of all MCU, all Star Wars has backfired.
We watched The Acolyte. We weren't really thrilled about it. What was the most recent Star Wars?
The Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew. I got kind of halfway through it. I saw the introduction of Jude Law and his fake Jedi Forceness. Spoiler alert. Then I put it down. It wasn't giving me anything. I think Disney Plus is really not speaking to me at all. And actually, as of today, I'm not subscribed to Disney Plus.
Right. What I think is going to work in Disney Plus's favor is the acquisition of Hulu, which obviously they completed last year.
Yeah.
And that allows for shows like Shogun, The Bear,
All the Murders in the Building,
all those kinds of shows. That's right. To kind of be a part of the Disney Plus brand, even though they're not technically Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
And that's where the value add will come in.
So we said that Disney Plus is kind of our disappointment. Maybe next year there's an opportunity for Hulu to fix that. What about Max? What about Amazon Prime? What's your level of disappointment with those two?
Amazon Prime has always been relatively disappointing to me for non-creative things, right? It's just been a hard platform for me to access for whatever stupid reason, right?
Yeah.
But this year was actually pretty good, pretty decent. They had Fallout, which I thought was fabulous. They had Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which I thought was really good. So it was a surprise for me. We saw 6 shows on Amazon Prime. And
what did we see on Amazon Prime? We saw Roadhouse, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Ricky Stenicki, which is a movie, Rings of Power, Fallout, The Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I forgot about The Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say.
So it was a bit of a surprise this year.
Yeah. If they could have more Roadhouse and Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but Rings of Power is I think where they do badly.
Yeah. A huge amount of money spent for the least amount of critical appeal.
Now that I look at it though, Max, everything on Max is really good.
Our first year of doing this podcast, Max was the winner of our recommendation. Yeah. We suggested last year that Max was going to be, 2 years ago, that for 2023, if you were only going to have one streaming platform, it should be Max. Yeah. And then as a recap, in 2023, we said if you were only going to have one streaming platform for 2024, it should be Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
This year, looking at the scores, it looks like we're back to Max this year.
Yeah.
The official FNS recommendation for 2025 is Max.
Yeah. But I think it's tempered by volume.
That's I think a really important point that you're raising, because we only watched 4 shows on Max, whereas we watched 13 on Apple TV, right? So you're averaging a show a month or more than a show a month on Apple TV.
Yeah. When I look at Max, House of the Dragon, Dune Prophecy, and Penguin, they're all kind of the same genre in a way. I know they're listed as fantasy, science fiction, and superhero, but generally I would say that those are similar type genres. Like, for
Right.
example, none of them would be for my mom or my sisters.
Yeah.
Whereas Apple TV Plus, I think the benefit is Sugar, for example,
Yeah.
Presumed Innocent, Constellation, like then you've got things like, Silo, Time Bandits, which was a fail, but you have Bad Monkey, which was kind of a comedy thriller, Bad Sisters. I feel like the range in Apple TV Plus was much, much broader
Absolutely.
than on Max. So there's a little bit more something for everybody if there's a family,
Yeah. Yeah. And Apple TV, I mean, the advantage of Apple TV more than Max.
So easy to access.
Well, A, it's super easy to access, but
Yeah.
B, they do a lot more movies. So
Yeah.
Max is a part of Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers, I mean, they're a big time Hollywood studio. They release things in the cinema. You're less likely to see, direct to streaming movie launches on Max. That's not to say you can't. I'm just saying you're less likely.
Yeah. I mean, Apple had Wolves, right? The Clooney, Brad Pitt. They had The Instigators. Yeah, very solid. Disney Plus, I think, yes, was our disappointment. I mean, by volume, we only watched 5. We had 2 things we loved with Shogun, with The Veil, but I think those were Hulu, FX. Those are not necessarily Disney, right?
Yeah.
Disney, we had The Acolyte, fail. We had Skeleton Crew, fail. Whereas, the 3 things that we did like, which was The Bear season 3, Shogun, and The Veil, those were either FX or those were Hulu.
Shows. Exactly.
And then Netflix is what it is, right? It throws a lot of stuff against the wall. Some of it sticks, a lot of it doesn't. And I think that's the value of our streamer skip episode, is that how many shows do we watch on Netflix? And we're able to kind of tell people like what was good, what was not good.
Yeah. And that, again, that's our shows that you and I both watched. Between the two of us, we watched 35 shows on Netflix.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right.
That's right.
So if you look at it that way, again, we call it the largest impact, but really what we mean by that is that it's got the largest library of shows that we end up watching. And again, I mean, this has been a clean sweep for Netflix for 3 years in a row. There's no comparison. I will say Apple TV has been slowly sneaking up that list, right? So surprise, surprise, Apple TV had 25 shows this.
I think though, I mean, the reason for that is, one, I think Apple TV Plus is very easy to access. And I think that Apple TV Plus, in a way, they have a more limited menu. You know what the new stuff is, and it's highlighted. Whereas I feel like Netflix is, every time I go, my homepage is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And if I miss something, then it's gone quickly because it's been replaced with something else. And now It's even worse because they've got like the video game section as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it should be under a separate section because it's a little bit misleading. All right. So, Pete, should we recap it for our listeners?
Let's recap it. If you're subscribing, the cheapest options, I'm giving you the list of the platforms and their cost. These are the cheapest tiers, which means they usually have ads of some kind. Netflix is $6.99 a month. Hulu is $7.99 a month. Amazon is $8.99 a month. Disney Plus is $7.99 a month. Max is $9.99 a month. Paramount, $5.99 a month. And the average price of a movie ticket is $10.78.
Oh, at least.
That's where we are. We think that if you're going to subscribe to one platform this year, it should be Max. And if you're looking for something that's a little bit more broad in scope outside of the science fiction genre, then it should be Apple TV. In either case, you're looking at spending about $10 a month.
I have to say, I think the pricing strategy for Paramount is correct, which is to be a very low cost add-on alternative, that I don't think that they're priced like they're a primary streaming platform. Netflix, I think, is very cost effective, but again, that's their model, right? They're just volume. They just want people to sign up and kind of forget about it and not worry about the small amount. Apple obviously is a little bit more premium, but again, I think it shows in the quality of their content. What's your prediction for the next year?
I think we're going to see a shift. I think it's going to either be Apple TV or Disney, because I think starting in 2025, we at Films and Stuff are probably going to combine Hulu with Disney as an offering.
Yeah.
And we're not going to track them separately. As Ethan said, Disney's very good about its bundling, one. And two, and a lot of the regions, especially outside of the US, that demarcation is gone now. So like in the UK, for example, The Bear, which is a Hulu show, isn't available on Hulu. There is no Hulu. It's only available on Disney+.
Yeah. I think I'm going to be a little bit negative on Paramount Plus this year. They've hitched their wagon to, Taylor Sheridan. We've still got the 4/6s coming out, which is some type of Yellowstone universe. I think that now Paramount is gone down a path where things are going to be a little bit boring and homogenous in 2025. They might use that to self-correct after that, but I think that their pipeline now is pretty Taylor Sheridan centric.
Yeah.
And I think we're not going to be super overwhelmed by that. Max, I think, has a big gap between, the next House of Dragon. I don't think we're going to see one until maybe the end of 2025 at the most, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure when we're going to see.
Maybe not even, right?
Yeah.
And definitely we're not going to see another series, a Dune series. I think we're going to probably largely have the most volume on Netflix. I think we'll have the most quality on Apple TV Plus, and Amazon Prime being a little bit of a wild card, because I think that they don't give us as much of a heads up in terms of what they're going to release. But if they release some interesting stuff, then Amazon Prime could maybe be a viable alternative. But right now I see it as Netflix in terms of volume, Apple TV Plus in terms of quality for the next year.
Yeah, I think that's right. So again, our official recommendation is Max based on the numbers for 2025.
Based on quality, yeah.
Based on quality, and then based on, let's say heterogeneity of, genres, you're probably better off with that too. And then, of course, if you're like us, you subscribe to everything, and then,
let the chips fall where they may. Kudos and credit to Pete for putting this together. Obviously, he did a lot of not just organization, but analytics thinking about this. So listeners, please give Pete some good props. Ring the bell, give him the thumbs up emoji, all that jazz. He absolutely deserves it for putting all this together in a very, very organized way. And I think we can even publish this spreadsheet, right? We've done that in the past.
We have. That's right. So in the meantime, I think it would be really nice if you guys would leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought was your best platform of the year. What were the shows that stuck out to you the most? Was Shogun worthy of all the accolades that it got? Was Rings of Power not worthy of all the criticism it got? Tell us what you thought. What are you looking forward to in 2025? What are you looking forward to in terms of platforms? Tweet at us at FNS Podcast. DM us on Instagram at Films and Stuff Podcast. But again, as always, leave a comment below, like this video, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell.
And this has been the third annual, being 2024 Stuffies, brought to you by the Films and Stuff Podcast. We already have a lot in the pipeline for 2025. We're putting together a new list. We'll be watching a lot of things. Let's see if we can beat our records, what we did in 2024. Let's see if we can watch more movies, more things in cinema, more streamer skip episodes. Let's try to fill it out as much as we can for this upcoming year.
Wait, it's going to be good.
All right. Pete, much appreciated for your time and effort. Listeners, thank you for tuning in, listening to us ramble and synthesize the information. We will see you next week, next episode, Films and Stuff podcast. Thanks all.
Thanks, Ethan. Thanks, everyone.
Bye now.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Films and Stuff. If you haven't already, please subscribe and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever podcasts are downloaded. Films and Stuff. There is no substitute.